Hola mis amores! Welcome back to Brew. I am your host Maria, and this is a podcast where I talk about the magical and unmagical lessons I am learning in my 20s via dark humor, messing up, a little angst, and most importantly, talking shit. Grab your choice of brew and join the coven. Today, my choice of brew is not wine. Just in case you were wondering, it is matcha, my cute other cauldron mug that I have that I love. And y'all, this episode is gonna be so funny. If you know, you know, but it's gonna be so funny. So let me get it going, okay? Let me get it going. So this week's episode is called Work on You, For You, or Else. I have to add the or else part because let me tell y'all what happened since the last time I spoke to y'all. I was feeling a little burnt out. I was like, como se dice, hating my life. Because I was burnt out in multiple areas of my life, but work was a big stressor. I'm not going to get into detail about work because I'm just not, okay? But I was just feeling really drained, burnt out, down. I wasn't feeling like myself. It was that energy of like, oh, I'll get to that task next week. It'll be okay if I don't have time to do that right now. I can do it tomorrow. But never getting things done, although I felt like a very busy bee. It was like a very confusing, toxic cycle all within itself. And this was being applied to multiple areas. Like, you know, it was kind of like the domino effect, or just like, think of a pool of water and how just like eventually if there's something there, it's going to like, I don't want to say bleed into it, but it was getting into multiple areas of my life, you know, cause and effect. Anyways, what am I trying to get at? So as a spiritual girly, you know, because at the end of the day, with my spiritual upbringing and stuff, I was like, you know what, let me buy a candle. Let me see what color represents strength, resilience, courage, and protection. And I ended up with the color blue as the appropriate color for that. So I bought a blue candle, and I didn't even realize it was about to be the full moon either, which might have been kind of part of the reason. Actually, let me see what sign the last full moon was on. Typing ASMR. Full moon. What month are we in? February. Okay. So the full moon, which was a snow moon, was on February 24th. But which is Saturday. But I turned on the candle on for Thursday, and then Friday's when today's episode was inspired. Full moon February. Is there a sign associated with it? Full moon in Leo. Go. Okay. Anyways, back to this. So I had this blue candle, right? And I prayed to God. God, protect me and lead me to where I should be, in the path that I should be in my life right now. Remove me. Okay? Remove me from any situation, place, or person that I should not be with or part of at this moment. And I said more things, you know, kind of like give me the courage to step into my like supposed to be pad, give me the alignment, give, you know, like it was prayer between me and God. I'm like, hey God. So I turned on the candle, went to sleep. The very next day, Maria was fired from her job. Oh my God, God, you so funny. Ah. God said, okay, bet. I was waiting for you to say something. Okay, so I think it's so funny. I really do, because it was one of those situations where had it not happened that way, I probably would have stayed in my job or previous job, and just kind of like struggled through it, you know, despite no longer being in alignment with it. And that's a nice way of me saying hiding my proper details, right? So yes, Miss Brew, Miss Maria, Miss Mars, whatever noun you want to associate with me, she's in her unemployment era right now. I'll drink to that. I've been catching up on sleep. I've been sleeping a lot, to be honest. And I spoke to my therapist, and she said it was okay to catch a break after the traumatic events that happened. And her saying traumatic, I'm like, dang, did I really go through a lot? Damn. But not the point. So I am enjoying this little break, right? Because I do hope and expect that I'll be back in a job soon. I'm not rushing it, but do expect to be in a job soon. And yeah, I'm just catching up on things that I've been neglecting, because now I don't have a choice. It's right in front of my face. But like I told you in last week's episode, I understand why people don't leave the jobs they're at, even if it's unhealthy for them to be there. Because I get it. I didn't leave my job. I was let go. But I get it. And I do want to take a moment to acknowledge something here that's important. I live at home. I don't pay rent. I don't pay major bills. So that is a privilege in itself, because I can take this unemployment era or moment as time to like recuperate my energy, get it together, and even see what do I want to continue doing with the rest of this year, you know? I don't even want to say with the rest of my life anymore, because I think what I have been thinking to myself lately as well is that it doesn't matter what you graduate with academically. A lot of people are not working in the fields they studied for. So if it means that I would change career paths and be somewhere where is not where the career I imagined for myself, that's okay too, you know? I'm just not freaking out right now, okay? This is barely the first week where I'm like, first official week where I'm like, okay, let's see what's happening, we're gonna do, you know? So I'm not freaking out yet. We'll check in soon about that and see where I'm at. All right. But I will tell you, once you know it's time for you to wrap things up somewhere, your body will tell you in multiple ways. Cause me now has a weight off her shoulder, and she vibing. I honestly feel like I'm a freshman in college all over again, with like not a job, in school still, but vibing. But I can't get comfortable with that because, you know, she a grown girl and she needs to have her career so she can continue leveling up in her life. So that's what I'm saying. It is a moment maybe an era, but a moment. I'm not trying to stay in this position for too long. So let me know if you want my LinkedIn, babes. Let me know if you want my LinkedIn. So back to the title of the episode, work on you, for you, or else. I can't speak for you, but let me tell you what I'm doing now with my time and how I am working on me, for me. So in my personal life, working on me, for me, looks like going to the gym, going on walks, doing my skincare, solo dates. I am such a big fan of solo dates because, como se dice, there's something about treating yourself out to something nice, even if it's just to go get ramen, but dressing up just for the excitement of it, because it's you taking yourself out and you're like, oh my god, I hope my day likes. I have dogs here. Yeah, I didn't know. Can you stop? I can show them to you. Technically, they're my new coworkers. So pause. We'll take a employee break. Okay, so these coworkers here. We have Hello Kitty and crew, and we have the girls right here. That's Miss Francine. That's Cheekies. We like Cheekies because she's cute. And Cheekies? We like Cheekies because she's cute, but she's really a monster. Don't let this innocence fool you. Thank you. Good acting, good acting. So those are my new coworkers in my unemployment era. But listen, basically what I've been doing to work on me, for me, is doing things that I want to be good at and feel proud of and want to treat myself to. Like, I think a good way of thinking about this would be like, okay, vision board aside, I remember this and the Artist of Life journal that I bought a couple years back. Like, envision you and then whatever traits that version of you has. Like, what's her fashion like? What are her interests? What are her strengths? Like, what is she known for, you know? And I kind of do that on my Pinterest. There's two ways to do it. So I think at one point, this might sound cheesy to y'all, I ain't gonna lie. What I would do sometimes would be, there's this like famous gym influencer girly or someone that has like the type of body that I want. I would like, this sounds kind of embarrassing now that I'm saying it, but since I already started, right? What I would do sometimes would be gym influencer, like love her, great, cool, love her bod, fitness, swole, great. I would like have a crop picture of like my head and just place it on her, and I'd be like, yeah, that's what I would look like if I took my gym to the whole other level and was more consistent and disciplined and whatever, right? So there's that way you could do it. It's actually quite like, I don't think it's embarrassing, but I think it's embarrassing in the sense that other people will be like, girl, that's weird as fuck. But is it? Because you're literally visualizing how you want to see you and bringing that vision to life. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but another way you could do without the like cropping and editing would be Pinterest. So with Pinterest, what I like to do every year, I think I've done this since 2019. I have 2019, for example, 2019 vision board, 2020 vision board, everything that I want to embody that year It could be through quotes, ideas, goals, visions, aesthetics. There is a set Pinterest board for that. And that helped me along with the vision board I do in the beginning of the year. And yeah, it's one thing to have a vision board at the beginning of the year, right? But you evolve, you change every month. Every month is a different situation. Every week is a different situation. So it's nice to have a set year vision board, because as you're changing throughout the year and your priorities change, there's a Pinterest board that reminds you of what your goals are and lets you to strive for more, you know? So working on my vision board, that's already done, and just adding to the Pinterest board. So that's a good way to remind yourself of, I want to do this. I want to be, for me, like, I want to be a gym girly. I want to, like, have money, like, you know, and just a lot more things. Like, I want to be, like, dive into my intelligence, know about things, know about finances too, like, be, like, self-sufficient, independent, bad bitch, Megan Thee Stallion. So that'll be fun for you to do, a fun activity to do. I definitely recommend it. Two things that I think help a lot as well would be, like, for me, is like growing in my spirituality. I watch Transformation Church on Sundays on YouTube, because, you know. But then also, like, another thing that helps me a lot is working on hobbies for the sake of working on hobbies, not for the sake of one day monetizing it, you know? Because, you know, we are in a content creator economy, and although I can see how nice it would be that something that you're creative about and passionate about can pay your bills eventually, you shouldn't add the pressure of that to everything that you do. Because there's, like, for example, I love art, although I don't draw or paint or anything, but I love watching YouTubers like Valerie Lynn, who are artists and show, like, art stuff, I guess, their paintings and stuff, because it's a whole other side of art, of creativity, that I'm not exposed to every day, that I don't do myself every day. So it's nice to kind of, like, how would I say, it's kind of nice to see different versions of maybe of what you would want to be, or have that side of you kind of be shown to you in a very, like, pleasing aesthetic or relaxing aesthetic. Like, it helps me, like, de-stress and just be focused of, like, wow, yeah, like, there's so much more beauty to the world that is not only limited to what I see on a job or on my feed, you know? So that's how I'm working on me, for me. Did I mention I was catching up on sleep? Because I am catching up on sleep, for real, for real. For real, for real. A funny thing that I will add before going to the next category is I got a nail supply haul on Amazon, right? And I did this with the intention of, well, I want to save money on supplies. I want to save money on getting my nails done. So let me do this. All, like, humbly, like a martyr, like, oh my god, I'm doing this, right? And now I don't have a choice. Now I don't have a choice, because your girl, you get the point. You get the point. So if you're asking me what I'm doing in terms of working on me, for me in my professional life, well, I have to, right? I have to work on my resume. I might go to my university's career center. I am paying, so maybe we'll do that. That's probably a pretty smart idea. And I'm going to have to build up that resume, that LinkedIn, put that resume out in the wild so that I can see what opportunities will be there for me. I have to see what jobs are out there. I have to kind of be more open-minded, because if I don't get the job, like another paralegal job, within a month, I might have to swallow my pride and go back to another job, like retail or something, while I find the next paralegal job. And I didn't want to say it, but I have to be realistic with myself. That if there's not something within a month, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do, because bills are not gonna stop coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, bills are not gonna stop coming. Expenses are not gonna stop coming, and I can't just sit there and not do anything, or just wait would be the better word. I can't just sit there and wait and then nothing's happening, just wait more, because baby, especially because this year there was 2 trips planned. There are two trips planned, so I can't just sit on my ass and be like, it's gonna work out, I'm not gonna do anything about it, but it's gonna work out. No, that's not okay. But you know, along with that, on the professional side, work on that. If I need to develop more skills, like read books about certain things, watch videos about certain things, I'm gonna have to do it, because once you reach a certain age and a certain career level, if you want to grow, you're gonna have to put in that work to grow. You know what I'm saying? It can't, like, at a certain point in your life, doesn't matter what age, what career, you can't expect to grow by not doing anything. Like, growing doesn't just come because you say, I'm gonna grow. Okay, how? You know, what are you reading? What are you not investing? What are you, like, investing in yourself with? You know what I'm saying? And then even if it's not like professionally, I definitely recommend you to teach yourself skills on things that you want to do or want to get into, but haven't, just because you don't have that skill. Let me give you an actual example, because that just sounded like a bunch of like, huh? So I want to create content, and creating content means, for me, besides just recording it, that I have to work on different software programs, right? I'm gonna have to know how to use Adobe, know how to cut audio, cut video clips, add audio. You know, I have to learn how to do these things, and these things are not known naturally. Like, you don't just sit on a computer, you're like, oh, I know how to do this already, easy. No. As much as our Tumblr upbringing helped us with HTML coding, this does not just happen by you just not doing anything, you know? So for me, it would be working on those skills as well for things like this, like the podcast, and just creating content for fun, because I enjoy doing this and I'm happy that I get to do it. Ding! And for the title, right? Work on you, for you, or else. I don't mean to threaten you when I say or else. I'm giving you a warning, okay? That the or else part happens that when you don't work on you, for you, like continue growing yourself, or like investing in yourself through various avenues, like mental health, physical health, your interests, your hobbies and stuff, and then your professional life and your work and stuff. When you don't do the things that are good for you and just kind of have it on the back burner, there's going to be the or else part comes in when you no longer have a choice in the matter if you want to work on those things or not. Having to face the problem, having to face the challenge, having to face the obstacle that could have been prevented had you already been working on certain things in your life. And then by me saying that, something came to the front of your head of like, oh, you're talking about this? Yes, I am talking about that. Because you know what it is for your personal life, what you've been putting on the back burner and not working on. Because who else? Who else is gonna know better than you? You know? I'm just telling you, this is my experience. I procrastinated my own growth. And now I have no choice but to grow if I want to. Continue going, and continue going. There are funny things right now though that I'm kind of getting used to. Like, I'm waking up early, or one of the first couple of days I was waking up early, and then I was like, oh shit, that's right, I don't have a job. Let me go back to sleep. So that's been funny getting used to. But my therapist recommended this and my boyfriend mentioned it, and I think it's a really good idea. I am gonna continue having like a routine and things to focus on during the day. I will show y'all my Google Calendar, but that's personal. Imagine there's a Google Calendar right here that's color coded and organized all cute. But basically in my Google Calendar I have like the areas I want to focus on: fitness for the day, homework for the day, content creation for the day, socialization. You know, like now that I have time to see some of the friends that I haven't been able to see, then like boom, making time to see them. And self-care. Again, my nails, we're probably gonna get back to doing my own nails, which was a really fun thing to do before, but I didn't have time to do it. But guess what I have so much time now for? Nail time. But this should keep me pretty busy as I enter my new job, my new era of employment. Because, you know, what I don't want to happen is I don't have a routine and don't have como se dice, I don't have a structure in my day, and then all that I do end up doing would be like sleeping, being on my phone, eating, and then repeating that cycle all day and every day. Because as a mental health girly, that's like the concoction, the spell concoction of like leading to a very amazing, bright depression stage, depression chapter. And we can't do that again. We have so much more to lose this time around. God, good God. Imagine 2019 part 2. No, don't do it. So your girl's going to try to have a routine going and just doing shit, you know? So all that to say, if you see me on social media shit posting memes, I am okay. I am not depressed. I am not going to a mental breakdown. I just make fun of my situation because it's funny to me, but it's not, you know, like I'm not one to be sad about certain things. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm gonna be in a much better place. I have faith that I'm gonna be in a much better place. It's just God's timing, you know? You can't argue against that. I will be dramatic, but I will be okay. Period. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for listening to this week's chisme. If you want to keep up with my daily chaos, follow me at diosa_Mars on all social media platforms. And if you want to be updated on the podcast updates, I feel like that could be like a cute little onomatopoeia. Anyways, you can follow the podcast page at brew. And if you're listening to me on audio, make sure you leave 5 stars wherever you're listening to me from. Every 5 stars you leave keeps my family of Sanrio and dogs and Sanrio plushies fed. Thank you. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment justice for Maria. Now, how is she gonna feed her delusions? Well, that's it for me. I love y'all. See y'all next week. Besitos.